What I want to talk to you guys about, also, hi chat. Chat is here. I'm on stream. We're doing this thing. I want to talk to you guys about why Acheron is a free-to-play trap, or rather bait. It's not bait. It's a trap. It's definitely trap. It's a trap for free-to-play players if you already did not prepare for Acheron. And I'm going to elaborate on that because I know that Acheron is like the big bad, right? If it wasn't Acheron, it's definitely going to be Fei Xiao. These two characters are considered like the top of the top right now. And Acheron's being argued as debatable, but she's still top 2, all right? Like literally number 2 in the game. It's okay to grab Acheron, but you need to prepare for it or be prepared to build into the team. We're going to talk about the why and the how in today's video. So I want to talk to you guys about why Acheron is essentially free-to-play bait or trap. If we were to look at Acheron, one of the key things about Acheron here is going to be, I think it's this one. There we go, the Abyss. It's her bonus ability. This is like the key thing that everybody always talks about. This is the prime reason why when Acheron first released, or she was getting ready to release, a lot of players were like, yo, screw Acheron, this is dumb. We don't want to, force Nihility. Why are they doing this? This is bad, whatever. When there are 1 or 2 Nihility characters other than Acheron of the team, the damage dealt by Acheron's basic attack, skill, and ultimate increase to 115% or 160% of the original damage respectively. Now, what this means for a lot of my newer players who might not be familiar with like the wording, because it took me a bit to learn this too, this is essentially called finality damage. It's not called that in the game, but if you're familiar with Honkai Impact Third has the term built into Impact Third, which is finality damage. Finality damage is, somebody in the chat can correct me if I'm wrong on the formula behind it, but basically all of the damage formula is its own formula, all right? And that would get condensed in a 1 + 1 + 1 × 2 times whatever, right? The whole math. And then you would get the number 69. Finality damage would be 69 times 160% of whatever the hell. So the 160% times your final damage, that's finality damage. This is why Acheron's attacks at the time when we first had Acheron, she was hitting for like 1 million damage and it was like this huge, oh my God, she's hitting 1 million damage. It's crazy, bro. That's what is happening here with finality. In order for you to trigger this finality damage, you have to have Nihility on the team. How do you circumvent this? Well, to circumvent this, you have to get her E2. E2 basically lowers the requirement for you to trigger the Abyss. So instead of needing 2 Nihility characters, you only need 1. This will allow players to run things like Sparkle plus Pela plus Acheron plus Sustain, or Robin plus Acheron plus Jiaosho plus Aventurine, right? That's kind of like the premier team right now. This is kind of how that works for you. E2 is super expensive. As a free-to-play player or a newer player getting into the game, right? Or learning more about the game, you're not pulling E2. However, at the time, tons of players pulled E2 so that they don't have to play with the other Nihility characters, right? So they used a bunch of their jades or money in order to skip out or mitigate the requirement of her bonus ability, the Abyss. Now that I've explained that, let me go over a little bit more about Acheron. Acheron as a character, and we can actually play it here. I'll just show you guys real quick, and I'm gonna follow the rules of Acheron. I'm gonna follow the rules of Acheron. I'm gonna follow the rules as if I didn't have, let me go to MOC real quick. Jiaosho. We're gonna rock with Aventurine. We're gonna rock with, who else are we doing, chat? We're gonna do another Nihility character. I guess Pela. Pela's cool. Let's do Pela then. Fuck it, because I don't see another one that we're gonna. And I'm not even gonna worry about like building my Pela. That doesn't matter right now. I'm gonna show you guys the Acheron way. Like how you're supposed to play Acheron, essentially, the key things you're looking for. Oh, wait, you know what? Before we even do that, there's something I have that you might not have. Her light cone, her signature light cone. I'm not gonna explain the super details on it. Just know that it gives me an extra stack. So if I didn't have this light cone, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna hear somebody tell you to play Good Night Sleep Well, because this gives you the damage, but this doesn't give you the extra stack. So we're gonna play this in a way where as if you didn't have the extra stack, and it's gonna come from this. All right, so Aventurine's gonna do his thing. Boom. Now once we do this, you see at the bottom left corner where Acheron's name is, and you see 6. I have 6 of whatever it is going on. Wouldn't Pearls give you an extra stack? Pearls would give you an extra stack, but Pearls works a little differently. Yo, Destiny coming through with the Rady Raid, bro. How y'all doing, man? Welcome to the sexual party. We're not having that, but you know, it's fine. To explain Acheron, your whole thing is to build up that number from 6 to 9. Jiaosho, that goes from 6 to 7. Pela, that goes from 7 to 8. Now I have Acheron. Acheron's going to give herself 1 stack because I'm not using her signature light cone. So when I hit these guys, you're going to see it goes from 8 to 9. The whole thing about Acheron is to be able to use the team to provide her stacks, right? Stacks generation. Now what I'm going to do before that is Jiaosho, because I don't want to waste the ultimate. That's a cool plane going across. Anyway, now we're at 9. You see there's another one right down there below, right? 1. So if I were to do this, you're going to see 2 and then 3. So now those 3 stacks get to carry over. This is just basic about Acheron. This isn't an Acheron guide by any means, but I need to explain this so that you guys understand the whole thing behind Acheron and what's going on. Yeah. She just went from 3 to 6, just like that. Literally 2 characters came through and it went from 3 to 6. Your whole thing is building up stack. Pela, same thing here, right? I'm going for this. All right, we're at 8 right now. Pela's ult. This is going to give me 9. I'm going to pop her ult again. Acheron's whole game plan is for you to build stacks so you get as many ultimates as possible so that you can try and wipe out the wave as fast as possible. Almost 1 million with good night sleep well, just like that. They're going to take whatever they're doing. It is what it is. Now, I didn't use Aventurine's ult. That would have given me another stack. I would have been able to use his skill, keep a shield up, whatever, right? More follow-up attacks, all that kind of stuff. The reason I'm explaining this here is so that you guys understand. And then whenever you do the attacks, she gains it. She gets all of her stuff from doing these attacks. The damage is just there. If you don't have Nihility characters on the team, she does not get the finality damage, which is huge to empower your Acheron. Let's say, again, new player, you're jumping into the game, you're not prepared. Pela is something that you either have or you don't have. Pela was free for a lot of us that started day 1 or month 1, right? The first patch, we had an opportunity to get Pela for free. That opportunity has not presented itself since that time period. Other than that, you either pull Pela or you don't, which means you probably don't have Pela. Jiao Shou, there's no reason you would have pulled Jiao Shou unless you knew you were getting Acheron and you have the spare funds to do it, or you already have Acheron. So it's unlikely that a brand new player picking up Acheron because everyone says, get Acheron, get Acheron, get Acheron. She's a must pull. It's unlikely for you to have Jiao Shou considering who he was next to during his banners. So you probably don't have this either. Your next options, Kafka. You definitely don't have Kafka. And then after that, Swan. You definitely don't have Swan. So it's very difficult for me to say, like, as an average player, a brand new player, free to play player, whatever, you have the characters required. Gwynaifen has been free for a couple times, so it's more feasible for you to have a Gwynaifen, right? So we can say, yeah, you've got Gwynaifen. So now you have one of the Nihility characters, and then you have Acheron. Now, because of the way the community is, 9 times out of 10, you have Sparkle, or you have May, or you have Robin, and then you might have the new Wednesday getting ready to come out. Wednesday is Sunday for those that don't know, but you might have one of those, an advanced forward character. You might even have Bronya, right? And then something like this would be a team, a makeshift team that you would build. You definitely have an Aventurine. If you do, kudos to you, but you'd probably have Gallagher. This is closer to something that a free-to-play player would have, right? Something along these lines. Like I said, you could replace this with literally Robin. You might have a Robin, and that makes more sense. Now you have to look at, okay, well, I have 2 sides. Robin is either on this side or she's on this side, yeah? And so if I'm playing, where are they at? This side over here, I really have Fei Xiao, yeah? So follow-up attacking team, I have Robin over here. Oh shit, my camera's blocking it. Thank you. Good looking, good looking, good looking. My bad, chat. There we go. Now you guys can see it. Now you guys can see it. So this is ideally what you have over here, right? For the follow-up attacking team, this is the premier team. It's very difficult to build for a new player or free-to-play player because all of these are premium units. I have signature light cones on all this kind of stuff. So little things like that. If in the event this isn't the case, you can still have Robin up here, right? Because you're not running follow-up attack, but these are your 2 Acheron, Fei Xiao, top 2. But let's say that I don't have Robin, and let's go, like I said, let's go with Sparkle or even Bronya. No, I'm going to do Sparkle. Bronya or Sparkle, it doesn't matter. Let's just go with this. We're going to run through this. My Gwynaifen more than likely does not have anything on her. This is just purely for explanatory purposes. I'm not going to put anything on my Gwynaifen because it doesn't matter. The only thing that would help is giving her a different light cone. So Gwynaifen is here. Same thing as before. We are now at 6, right? So let me go back to where we were before. And then Asahime, I'll explain that, but TLDR, just like Red said, vulnerability and an increase to ultimate damage, which is what Acheron loves. That anything ultimate damage, Acheron and Fei Xiao love that because that's what they do, right? I have Gwynaifen on the field. You see I have Sparkle. I get my 3 extra skill points. Amazing for Acheron. Boom, because that means I get to spam whatever the hell I want. So I can do all kinds of crap. You know, I'm at 7 now. Gwynaifen also has a little bit of vulnerability. What's cool about Sparkle or any advanced forward character, I can now bring my Acheron up to the front. Again, I'm not using my signature light cone because you guys probably don't have access to this. So I'm only going to give myself 1 stack. So this is going to be 8. The cool thing about playing Acheron is understanding one, and this is like something that you do once you really learn what's going on in the game, is I see I have 9 stacks down there now. I didn't pay attention to how I got that other stack, but cool thing about Acheron is that when you break a character, that's another stack. Right now in MOC, we have the super break effect or the exo toughness, right? Which is essentially another break. So if I were to crack this, 9 should go from 9-1 to 9-2. Just like that. And then Acheron gets another one, right? Yo, Venom coming through with the subby sub, bro. Thank you. I appreciate that. Welcome to hometown. You see, the same formula applies. The difference here is I do not have the Abyss ×2. You guys can read this. The Abyss, I only have one of these, which means all of my damage only has a 115% finality multiplier attached to it, not the 160%. So we're going to do the same thing here. 1, 2, 3, wham, 300K. Now we have to build up stacks all over again. I'm going to emergency ult with Gallagher because I don't want Acheron to die. This is just something that you guys have to get used to with playing your characters. And now here, that's a break. Boom, 4. Now, using Gallagher, when he has his ult, you actually get your debuffs on the enemy. So he's going to get it no matter what. I'm going to, do I want to break him? I don't. I want to hold on to that, right? You see that guy being broken over there? This is just me thinking about it, like how to play the character. Basically, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to score a break without getting rid of all these breaks to get as many stacks as possible. Boom, that's 5. Gwynnifin has her ult. So I'm holding on to this ult. I'm going to bring baby girl up, right? Didn't mean to do that. I'm going to pop Sparkle just to give myself more damage because this is what you have to do when you're using these advanced characters, these advanced forward characters. And now she can take out all 3. It's still not going to give her double stacks, but it will give me 6, 7. Now I have that. Gwynnifin's going to pop her ult. Gallagher gets to go one more time, and Gallagher punching anybody because they're in the ult state or he's in his ult should give me 9. I didn't get it because I guess I didn't hit a besotted enemy. They weren't besotted enough, so I didn't get it. Tell us, it's not that I'm doing a beginner guide. It's more so that I'm talking about why Acheron is free to play bait. I think I know why I got that from Acheron's her stack though. Yeah, 9. I got it from Exo Toughness. That's what it was before. Exo Toughness happened, and that's why I got that. Yeah. Exactly, Iconic, exactly. But you see, we're already getting ready to go into the second cycle compared to the first time we were playing. Again, I'm not using Signature Litecoin here. Yeah, I'm also not using Aventurine. I could be using Aventurine, but trying to make this as realistic as possible to what a new player or a free-to-play player would more than likely have. And this isn't me downplaying Acheron. Acheron is my favorite character in the game, or one of, like, she's top 3, top 5, something like that for my favorite characters in the game. So I'm not downplaying her by any means. I'm trying to put a more realistic perspective. She's dead now. So that's the end of the run. As much as we as creators or the community say like, yo, Acheron's a must pull, Acheron's the top 3 DPS in the game, you pull Acheron, you're good to go, bro. Just pull Acheron, just pull Acheron. The key thing that's not being explained to newer players is that you need to have a team built for Acheron or be ready to build this team, have prepared to build this team. And then you need to learn how to pilot this team because her whole thing isn't the same as like, if I replace Acheron on this team with like Fork and Himiko, let's say that I ran this team. The way that I play Himiko is not the same way that I'm going to play Acheron. Why? Because I don't care about getting the certain debuffs. I don't care about stack generation. I care about breaking things with Himiko because of Robot Jones. I want to do that as much as possible. Yeah. So this guy here, I'm going to pop him real quick. Robot Jones, gonna pop this here, DDD, jump me up forward. Bronya's gonna jump Himiko forward. Like, this is essentially me hyper carrying my Himiko with the sole purpose of getting her to get as many breaks as possible while also doing as much damage as possible. Like right here, I could break this guy by giving someone a heal. There's no point in me doing that though. So we're just gonna do it this way. And you see the difference here. I didn't care about breaking some of these other guys. I didn't care about doing, you know, left and a right or whatever. Yo, don't kill Bronya. All right, like you're chilling, right? You're chilling. This is a break. Robot Jones, just like that. Bronya's dead, bro. This is crazy. Anyhow, this is what none of my characters have gear on them because this is purely for demonstration purposes. But I didn't think they would just die like that. I didn't think they would just die like that, bro. But I think that's just funny. That is honestly super funny, man. This is a different way to play the character, or rather to play through hyper carry. When we're looking at Acheron, nowhere am I saying that this character is bad. What I'm enlightening or trying to get more players to understand before they go wailing on Acheron is that you should really consider whether or not you even have a team to use Acheron with. Because if you can't use this character to what she's looking for, especially like coming up, right? Because I'm going to tell you to pull the light cone because it makes your life that much easier, but that's not available for everybody. Everybody can't do that. And I understand that. Then I'm going to tell you, right, what are your relics here? I'm not rocking her stuff because I gave it to somebody else for some testing purposes. So Serval has that, yeah? I'm gonna tell you, take that stuff. Do you have anything built so that you can use this on your characters? Boom, take that off. Done, just like that, right? And now my Acheron is looking super pretty. 4K attack, 66 crit rate, 200 crit damage. This 66, once I go into battle, the relic set is going to give me like another 8% or something like that. And then her Eidolon, which is E1, the next 18%, I'm done. I'm done. That's it. I now have 100% crit rate when I go into battle, 200% crit damage with 4K attack. And I'm still going to be able to trigger down here, the Abyss. I'm still going to be able to trigger the Abyss on my Acheron due to how I built the team. Jiao Shou, we were talking about that earlier. Somebody mentioned it earlier. I just want to bring it up real quick so that more players are aware of that. The reason that you're going to start seeing, or you probably see it now, you see Acheron, Jiao Shou, some form of sustain, and then action advance forward like Robin or Sparkle. Robin is so strong. She advances the entire team forward. She gives them a huge attack buff. You have crit damage buff depending on the light cone that you're using on Robin. And then everybody benefits from this. Yeah, the only thing that doesn't happen here is Robin's not getting a bunch of follow-up attacks to build her own ultimate while not being active on the team. But the way I like to run it, because my follow-up team has Robin, right? So my follow-up team has Robin. The way that I like to run this particular team, because I'm running attack boots with my Acheron, is Sparkle. And I speed tune it in a way so that Sparkle will always bring Acheron up 100% every single time. So now this makes it so that I'm constantly building stacks. I'm getting 3 or 4 ultimates per cycle, and I'm decimating whatever it is that I need. I'm abusing the enemy, not through one big giga hit, right? Like one huge 1.3 million damage attack. No, I'm bullying them by constantly hitting them with 700,000, 700,000, 1 million, and then another 700,000. Over time, everything just gets deleted. But that's something that I've worked towards with getting the characters for the team. You see what? Limited character. Wrapping this up, you guys really need to just be more mindful of what y'all are doing when it comes to building these characters or pulling for these characters. And again, I'm not saying don't pull Acheron. I definitely am telling you to pull Acheron, but I want you to pull Acheron with purpose. I want you to understand that Acheron is not the same character as like my Zila, right? She's not going to run the same. She's going to operate the same as my Zila or even my Jingliu for the matter. These teams are different. And then the same thing could be applied to Aventurine. However, we could talk about Aventurine in his own video, because you're right, phrasing, not you specifically, you, the person that's watching this video. Any player that is in a conundrum of sorts, if they're looking for this type of information, or they're considering, should I get Acheron? Should I not get Acheron? Should I get Acheron's light cone? Why should I get Acheron's light cone? All of this stuff is here for you. I want you guys to be more aware. Acheron needs a team. Yes, easy team to build, but you need to have the specific units. If a player doesn't have specific units for Acheron, you are gonna be mad. You're gonna be talking about Acheron as if other people talk about Zila. The way people talk about Zila, bro, the way people talk about Zila's trash. Well, my Zila doesn't output the damage that you're talking about in the video. And I'm like, listen, who's on your Zila team? And they're like, nobody. Okay, the same thing's gonna happen with Acheron. But learning lesson for all of us, it's not something that's the end of the world. You could grab Acheron now, hypothetically, because like she's my favorite. If I were free to play, I'm definitely grabbing the fuck out of Acheron, and then you can work up to building the rest of her team. So as long as you theoretically, here's what I would say. If I had to recommend anything to end this off, let's say hypothetically, you already had Fei Xiao, you got super lucky and you already, you know what, or super break. You already have the super break team locked down. You probably wouldn't have Boot Hill, but just imagine that Boot Hill's not Boot Hill, okay? Because I don't feel like messing up my team order. You already have your super break team on lock, which means you either have Firefly or you have Rappel or you have Boot Hill, something. Your super break team is good. This is carrying you through all forms of content. Chef's kiss, right? And you're working on a second or third team. So you need something to help you progress, which means I could still be building Acheron, but I need to make sure that team number 1 and team number 2 can clear as much content as possible until my Acheron team is ready to go. And this is how you would operate it. You can pick up Jiao Shou, but it's a commitment, right? You can't like half-ass. I'm gonna get Acheron now. I'm gonna get Jiao Shou whenever he reruns in like 7 months. It's not gonna be 7 months, but whatever. I'm gonna get Jiao Shou, and then I'm gonna just stop because the new 3.0 character came out, and the new 3.0 character power crept Acheron and Fei Xiao. That would be a bad investment because you've wasted Jade's time and resources on 1 to 3 characters that you have no intention of building. So it's something that a lot of players have to be mindful of for sure. And unfortunately, like there's no way for us to tell you hey man, 3.0, the new DPS character come out and it's gonna body everybody on the roster. There's no way. Even with Fei Xiao, we didn't even see Fei Xiao being number one. When Fei Xiao's dreams were released, people were like, oh man, Fei Xiao's gonna be trash. Fei Xiao's not better than Acheron. Fei Xiao's worse than Firefly. Like, how you gonna have a brand new character and she's worse than Firefly? Easy skip. I don't want to play follow up. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but it is what it is. Anyway, like the video, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna talk about adventuring here in the next video. I can't say my outro because it's inappropriate for YouTube. Smell you later.